Okay, I have another question here, Dan, about the sizing of an IUID label. How do
Yes.
you determine, the size of a IUID?
Well, first and foremost, you want to go back again, see if there were any drawings. If there was an existing drawing, the drawing will tell you the exact size, whether it's in inches or centimeters, whatever the case may be. If there is no drawing, you want to look at the assets. Different assets could require different sizes. For example, let's say you're marking just a laptop. Some of the more traditional sizes of UID labels could be 2 inches by 1 inches, 3 by 1 inch, 1 3/4 by 1/2 inch. Those are pretty popular UID label sizes. For a laptop, I'd probably go with a 1 3/4 by 1/2. However, let's say you need to put some more information on there, such besides the cage part, serial number, and then of course the barcode is going on there. If you want your company logo and your company name, or I think someone brought up earlier, property of US government, well, that's going to take up real estate. So you need to size the label according to how much data you want on the label and the real estate that you have to apply the label to the asset. It could be that you have a limited amount of real estate to fit a label on a particular asset, but you want all this additional human readable information. Well, when push comes to shove, you're going to have to take some of that HRI out of the label because at the minimum, you need to keep the compliance data, your cage part and serial number. So you got to weigh in all those factors. But in most cases, 2 by 1, 3 by 1 will be more than sufficient because the production manager can weigh out the font size to make it fit symmetrically while also applying that barcode to get the label fully compliant. Now, one final point I want to make on that, just to give you an example, I've had some orders in the past where the assets are these big storage trunks or storage facilities. These are massive storage facilities, if you will. And if you put a little 2 by 1 inch label, it's probably going to be hard to find. And what some people will do, and I recommend this, is make the label a little bit bigger, easier to find, maybe a 4 by 2 label, easier to read, easier to find. So take into account the size of the asset, the real estate that you're dealing with, where you're going to apply it, and obviously how much data is going on the asset. That will make the determination in terms of the size of the label. Mill Standard 130 does not say you must use a specific size per se, but obviously you need to put all the required information on that label. You certainly don't want to take out the barcode to fit in a nice little company logo. You don't want to do that. You're going to be in full non-compliance.